Dave Palumbo tells me a new freak is on the block.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
We are back, and we are here live for another edition of Heavy Muscle Radio. I'm Dave Palumbo, joined as always by the technician Chris Aceto. And yes, you got it right, Chris. What was your headline for this for the new freak on the block for Sergey Danilev?
KGB invades the IFBB. Who would say that?
KGB invades the IFBB. That is a Blackman headline if I've ever seen one. So. It's great when we get new guys that we never expected. We're coming out of the woodwork. Obviously, Sergey Danilev won the France show, the TSUNAMI Pro, and no one saw it coming. I mean, obviously we weren't there, but just on first inspection, do you think it was deserved, the win over Quinton?
Well, I didn't. He had a rugged look. He had a little bit about, he had enough to rugged his way in density over the top, Yeah. Not an ugly physique, not the prettiest physique, big dents. And, you're judging a show, and it's called a bodybuilding show. When you sit out there and you see somebody big and dense, big carries you a lot of weight. Big carries you a lot of weight. Shredded carries you a lot of weight.
Yeah. I have to imagine that Quinton Aria is not happy about this. I mean, this is a guy who's done. I mean, I don't even know how many shows he's hit at this point. It's definitely a lot.
I'm sending him to the Sassorati School of Therapy.
No, I mean, really. I mean, at this point, I mean, I looked at the videos and the pictures. I see the freak aspect of Sergey, but I also see. To me, it looks like Quinton should have won it, but like I said, it wasn't there. And a lot of times you really can't tell how hard someone is in video. And I have a feeling
Dave, you can tell in video and photos what a show looks like as much as I can tell if you put a webcam on Cape Coral, Florida, and I can say, "Oh, it looks beautiful there today." And you try to tell, "Oh, you got to be here." And I'm in Maine in the middle of the winter, and I say, "It looks incredible," and you tell me, "No, it's not." Only incredible, spectacular.
Right.
At all. That's what my conclusion is after this year, because I've been to a couple shows this year where, I looked on video and I was in like row 5 and thinking, funny, on video it doesn't look like this.
Yeah. It's like I said, I'm sure Quinton is upset. Obviously. Yeah. This show didn't really matter for the Olympia anyway. This was kind of this qualification, for those of you who don't know, is for next year. So it's for 2026 Olympia. So this guy, he's not going to be going to the Olympia this year. We'll see him next year, which is good for him because it gives him a chance to put some size on. Like I said, I don't really know as much about Sergey as probably I should, but he was a shocker. I don't think anyone expected or saw him coming. And, that's sometimes exciting, in the bodybuilding world when you get a guy that we didn't see coming. And, is he going to be the next Alex Fedorov, in the sense, is he going to be a super crazy freak next year, or is he going to disappear?
We should have
when Fedorov came on the field, on the scene, Chris, remember everyone was saying this guy's going to win the Olympia, beat Ronnie Coleman, and then he disappeared. He tore his pec, and that was the end of it.
Yeah. I think Milos was the one saying that. Not everyone was saying it.
But he did look very impressive against Ronnie Coleman that one year.
I coached the kid who won's coach, so we could have got the coach on here had I known that we were going to cover it.
You coached what? Fedorov's coach?
No, the guy who just won the show. Who's the guy?
Oh, who's the kid? Who's his coach?
It's like Barry Manilow. I write the songs. I coaches.
Who is the coach?
Yaki Pro.
Oh,
Yaki. He's very good 212 guy.
yeah, interesting. Let's look at some of these pictures on his Instagram here.
And he's a very, very good coach. Probably better coach than me, even though I coached him.
No, don't say that. You're the best, Chris.
I am
the best.
I just wanted you to say that, Dave. We'll find out in 10 days, though.
You're not a doctor like some other guys we know, but you are the best.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of grainy, freaky muscle.
Yeah. You know? And he looks like Yaki. He reminds me of Yaki. Gets peeled out of his brains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like paper thin skin. That's Yaki. This guy looks the same, but like,
had to make a call. Would you say he wins on conditioning? Is that what pushed him over the top? You think?
Yeah, conditioning. You know, he has that double dose level of conditioning that, you know, like I said, size wins, condition wins. He's got enough size with that condition to win.
It was like I said, I think at this point Quentin should shut it down. Or would you tell Quentin to keep going? What do you think?
Is there another qualifier?
No, well, there's no these are qualifiers for next year. Even this one
doesn't matter. This year or next year. Is there another qualifier for the year?
Well, I mean, there's Prague after the Olympia. I mean, which we know that Keon Pearson says he's doing.
Too long. Probably. Oh, so 2 weeks. Yeah, I could hold on one more week, a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
A lot on your body. You know what? Doing multiple shows is remarkably hard for even the person with this has got nothing to do with Quentin. Even the person with the best genetics and the best coach. Multiple shows is almost inconceivable because you just get worse.
Sometimes, yeah. Some guys get better.
All the times. The only way you don't get worse is if you were fat for the first show and you were gigantic.
Right.
Show 2, show 3, show 4, show 5. And then by show 5, week number 5, we say, oh, he dieted another 5 weeks. He looks better. But if you're in shape or close to being in really good shape, like show 1, you will always get worse. Period. I don't care what hocus pocus you do. I don't care what anabolic you take. I don't care what carb load you do. You will always get worse. On multiple shows, not 2 shows, not like, oh, I did Texas and then the week after I did this. 3, 4, 5 shows, you can't hold it.
Yeah. I see that there's the British Grand Prix on October 18th, which is after the weekend after the Olympia. Then you got the Mexican Pro, which I guess is the first year they're doing that. That's on October. Oh, that's the same weekend. They got 2 pro shows. They got two shows, 2 open men shows in the same weekend. And then they got the Prague Pro, which is the 26th of October. And then there's a Polish Pro on November 1st through the 2nd.
Incredible. It's incredible the total amount of shows.
Yeah. And then they got the Romania Muscle Fest on November 8th and 9th. Wow. We got a lot of shows this year. And then, that's it. I think that's it. There's a bunch of natural pro shows, too. Is your son doing them?
No, he's not competing to next year. He's till...
I'm teasing. Japan Pro, November 24th. Big Man Spain Pro, November 29th. There's a lot of... Look, I'm going to put this out there right now, Chris. If any of you guys are watching, if you want to qualify for the Olympia next year, I would suggest, if you're in shape for the Olympia anyway, I would suggest hitting some of these shows. There's so many that there's a lot of good opportunities for the top, 5, 6 guys that need to requalify. I know obviously top 3 qualify for next year, but the guys that are like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, guys, don't stop dieting. It's silly. Another couple of weeks and hit some of these European shows. Plus, you're going to make really good connections there. The European tour, which kind of got rid of, they got rid of it. It seems like it's coming back, even though it's not organized like it used to be. Wayne used to bring like a certain handful of guys to every show in the past. Now, you go, you're on your own. But really, theoretically, you can probably make a lot of money out there with just connections and doing stuff like that. If I was competing nowadays, I would absolutely hit all these shows in Europe. I mean, phenomenal. And they're all close. You can take the train from show to show. You don't even need to fly, But, a lot of guys get lazy. They don't want to do it. But I would recommend it. You could make a vacation out of it almost.
I was just going to say, Dave, you read my mind. I said I would like to go just for the vacation. When you said train, my head went vacation, food.
Yeah. Ronnie Coleman, back in the day when he was first coming out, 92, 93, before he was a big name, Wayne would only bring the top guys. They would get flown from city to city. Ronnie would go and take the train with Vicky Gates, who was his girlfriend at the time, and they would take the train from city to city because they had to pay out of their pocket. And it was too expensive to fly to all these cities. And Ronnie did it for a couple of years in a row. And that just goes to show you how tenacious he was and how much he loved bodybuilding. He didn't care. He's like, you know what? I know I'm good enough to do this, and I'm gonna show up. I'm doing the Olympia anyway. I'm gonna show up, and he did. So
there's nothing special about Ronnie doing it. A lot of people they just didn't place. People remember that he won the Olympia.
Well, if you remember the show that he beat Levrone at, you remember that we all know that famous story where he went to Kevin Levrone's room late one night. It was I think they were on the last leg of the European tour, and he said to Kevin, how do you win all these shows? How do you look so good? And Kevin gave him the coffee alcohol mixture and said, here, drink one of these, And Ronnie I don't think Ronnie ever had really been drinking at all, or he certainly wouldn't drink while he was dieting. And he did the alcohol coffee, and he won the show the next day. So, but
well, I mean, anyways, it's a predictions, but
what happened?
No, before that, anyways, I was just thinking.
Well, I didn't hear what you said.
No, I told Ronnie he was going to win the Olympia when he couldn't fathom it. That he beat Flex Wheeler, which I can't even imagine. He just beat Flex Wheeler. This was pre the tour you're talking about. Yeah. He just smashed Flex in Canada. And I told him I didn't even know him. I just said I was bewildered by him. I said, "You're going to win the Mr. Olympia." And he thought I was crazy.
You really said that to him?
Yeah, wow. He looked like he looked at me like I was, a ghost. And then, of course, 2000 on the tour, I told Jay, "You're going to beat Ronnie next year in 2001."
And he probably should have, yeah. So.
Well, he did in the prejudgment.
Yeah. You're more of a Swami than the Swami.
Yeah. Well, I'm more of a Swami than who's he looking like? Kevin Costner, or is it no?
Oh, you like that? Did you agree with me on that?
Dead on. Dead.
I said to Chris.
Dead on.
Chevy Chase, as he's gotten older, I don't know if you guys know who Chevy Chase is. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Chevy Chase, that's Randy Newman. This was like a reunion of the National Lampoon's Vacation. Chevy Chase looks like Lonnie Teeper now.
Yeah.
They're like long lost twins right there.
Well, the way they talk, if you have the volume, Dave.
Yeah, I don't. They're playing. I think they're playing the tune to Vacation. I don't want to get.
No, he was talking in that.
Oh, was he? I thought they were playing.
Yeah, you sent me the clip, Dave. I actually watched them.
Right, hold on. I think they had it earlier, then they played it at the end of the music. Holiday Blues or whatever it's called. He definitely looks like Lonnie. We love Lonnie Teeper. All right. What else did I want to show you guys? Oh, you know what? First of all, did you see that? I'll go. I don't even want to go into that. I'll pull something else up. Did you see Chris Bumstead put up a video, and it just popped up on my timeline of him dunking a basketball? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. He could play Phil Heath one-on-one.
I think he could beat Phil Heath, possibly.
Who's going to be the referee?
I don't know. Kai Green. Watch this. So he takes a few attempts. He's not even that tall. What is he, like 6'1", 6'2"? He makes a few attempts, but he gets it eventually. I'm very impressed. Is that you think that's a 10-foot basket? It looks like it is.
No, it's a classic, so they lower it down to 94.
There he goes, right there. That's impressive. I'm impressed that he could do it. He's lucky he didn't tear his quad doing that. Because that's usually how it happens, right? You're goofing around on doing something you shouldn't be doing, and you wind up tearing a muscle. But I was impressed, Chris. I'm very, very athletic. That's pretty impressive. I would like to see. I bet you if he played Phil Heath in one-on-one, I bet you that would get more hits than the Olympia live stream does.
It would.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I guarantee if Bumstead played Phil Heath, I'd sponsor the event.
Yeah.
Live streaming on Chris Bumstead's Instagram or YouTube channel, forget about it. You get millions of hits. I bet you can get Phil to do that. You might not get Phil to compete anymore in bodybuilding. I bet you can get him to play in Bumstead in basketball.
Yeah, or have the IFBB dunking contest. Phil.
Sean Clarita could probably dunk. He looks like he's a super athlete.
John, what's his face out of retirement? For the Dave. He's got his pro card. You know who I mean, the guy the interview with.
Who?
The guy, the Muhammad Ali interview. The Sean.
Oh, Sean Allen. Yeah, Sean Allen probably could dunk. Yeah, you're right. He's 6'5". The
dinosaur can dunk.
Sean Allen can definitely dunk the basketball. Who else do you think can dunk a basketball? Who you know?
Who else is tall?
Yeah.
Not many.
Who's that Jamie the Giant guy? Probably can dunk a basketball.
Yeah, Jamie the Giant. Milos probably could in his prime for some reason. There's probably some weird. He probably has it on video too.
Oh, if he did it, it's definitely on video somewhere. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. No doubt. Did you see? Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold your horses.
The horses are held.
How funny! Remember that I sent you this clip too. I think you get a kick out of this one. Hold on. Oh, that's not the clip. That's not the clip. I got two screens open here. Who did I say that was? I love it. Look at these little.
Oh my goodness! Look, zoom in on that. Look at that lat spread.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Bob Grushton would say he's going to be Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. Bob Grushton would say
he's got the wide clavicles.
Yeah. Look at he hits the poses perfectly.
No, he poses better than a lot of.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna. Oh, look at the lat. He does have
the wide lat, the V taper. Yeah, look at that guy.
Let's see if he does a quad stomp. You wait.
I told you. I said it looks like a young Ali Bilal. Look, he's got the vacuum pose.
He's got the vacuum. No, he did the quad stomp there. Did you see? He did the on the side chest. He like slides his hand up the hamstring.
I love it. Oh my god. We'll be. That's like we'll be playing this in 15 years. We'll be.
Wait. Watch him hit the quad right here. He's gonna on the side chest. He's gonna. He does have lats. Look at that back lat spread.
No, he does. I know. When he does the lat spread from
he opens up the scapula.
Yeah. That's impressive.
There he goes. Right.
Yeah, you like when he grabs the runs his hand over the hamstrings. Yeah.
He's got charisma.
Yes, he does.
You should get him on the show, Dave. See if he eats like what his breakfast is.
Oh my god.
Ask him some political questions and
yeah, you'll love it.
Think February is better than January.
That's right.
Some tough hardball questions.
You must be ready
about that video if he watches it that your son watches with the pencil, the puppet.
Oh, he probably watches the Jeffy puppet. I don't. Yeah, they probably don't even allow that in India, wherever he is from. But you never know. All right, hold on a second.
Ask him if he cut his water for that show. Just cut his salt and his water for that Got posing.
Yeah, he probably did. He looks like he definitely got spray tan. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. All right, let's go back to the show that took place this past weekend, which once again is a qualifier for next year's Olympia. As Sergey Danilev on stage. Give me your critique of him.
Better from the side than the front.
Yeah, his arms need to come up, definitely.
Yeah. Well, lats.
Got good side leg.
Yeah, good side leg, stomach issues.
Yeah.
Decent back. Very good shot on him. Got good poses and not so great poses.
I just structurally don't know how he beat
Quentin,
but you know what? Quentin might not have been as hard.
Pictures. Let's see what Quentin looked like.
That's what I'm looking for, the Quentin pictures. I don't see him. Sid, can you pull some Quentin pictures for me? If you're there still. I don't see the Quentin pictures.
Too hard to get in 2000. We don't have any Quentin pictures like.
Is that Quentin? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird angle, but.
Yeah, weird angle.
I mean, to me, he looks, You know what it is? I think a lot of the European judges like that gnarly, granity look, and Quentin just doesn't have that, But he's definitely in shape. He's got glutes and lower back and got hamstrings. You think this was more of a European decision because they were in Europe?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I mean, if this show took place in the United States, would Quentin have won? Possibly.
No, I don't know. I don't really know because it's just, you don't know like how powerful the guy looked on stage.
Yeah.
Quentin's getting smaller and smaller every week, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, you predicted that was going to happen to him, It's hard to, to hold that. It was I'm looking at the scorecard. It was unanimous. So.
Yeah.
Becky Clausen was the head judge, I think. She signed the sheet at least. I don't know. It's you're when you're at it, when you're not in your hometown, sometimes it's hard to to get the decision when it's close, and it was obviously close. Structurally speaking, I don't see Sergey going, that far with in the future, but I don't know. I mean, if he improves, he's got to bring his back up. Obviously, he's got to bring his arms up. If he does that, possibly. He's got monstrously big legs, which are very impressive. And let's face it, the fans and the judges like legs. Legs look impressive. And he's got a small waist. I mean, but like you said, he's got to watch that midline, the midsection. It can definitely get, distended as he gets bigger. But I think he's definitely got to bring the arms and back up. That's I think, a glaring weakness for him at this point. We'll see what happens. We shall see. When do you leave for the Olympia?
Friday.
Okay.
Friday night, super late. Unless Trump shuts down the government, and that means Olympia's canceled.
Yeah, exactly. Now I hear rumors that at least it's not really rumors. I mean, Dennis James is talking about that they might be moving the Olympia out of Vegas, which I kind of predicted, right? I told you I was driving in Orlando last week, and I said, and I passed the convention center, and I said, I probably said this a million times in the last 2 years. I don't know why they ever took it out of that Orlando Convention Center, because it's a great little venue. Orlando is a fun place to be. There's a lot of stuff that you can do there, and it's a lot cheaper than Vegas. I heard them throw around some possible ideas of even where Jake lives in Arizona there, of holding it. But I think it's got to be in a city like where there is stuff to do. So I think Orlando would be a good idea because there is, Disney and Universal and SeaWorld there.
Tons of time to go to Disney in between going to the Olympia prejudge and finals class.
You and I are not going to Disney, but what I'm saying is a lot of these guys will stay and they'll make a vacation out of it after, or the fans want to do it because let's face it, in the fall it's getting cold in other places, and in Florida it's still super hot, so it's a good destination place to go for the Olympia. Matter of fact, I would hold it in November when every place else is getting really cold, and then people will really want to go to Orlando because it'll be nice and warm there. So it's something to consider. I have to imagine that Vegas venue is that resorts hotel. It's gorgeous, but it's very, very expensive. We know that. We know how expensive Vegas is, and I think that it's a good idea to move it out of there. Look, we want the show to be profitable because then Jake is going to want to keep putting it on and raising the prize money. If it's not profitable, you're not going to see the prize money go up that much. The comment from Dennis James also hinted that the Olympia would be a bit earlier. Oh, well, that's fine too. If you want to do it in September, I don't have a problem with that. I think it should be more toward the end of the year so that guys have more qualifiers to get ready. I know you can say, well, they'll qualify at the end of the year. I think you should really, the qualification should be the year of the show. It's kind of weird when people qualify in 25 or 26. You know what I mean?
No matter where the show is, it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
No, it doesn't matter for us, but I'm saying, I'm just,
LA,
California is the fourth.
It does not matter where they have the show.
No, for you or I, it doesn't matter. I'm telling for the fans, though. So.
It only matters economically. The fans will matter where it is.
100%.
If you had a Michael Jackson concert in a secondary town in Canada, not even in Toronto or Montreal or Vancouver, no matter how many tickets you put out there, they would sell out.
Yeah, but we'd be complaining about it. We'd be complaining about it, right?
What's that?
We'd be complaining about it, that it shouldn't be here. It's not good. It's inconvenient.
If it's more expensive to have in Vegas, then you can move it anywhere. You can move it to, there's so many non-major cities you could have it at.
Well, I mean, they've had it in Chicago before. They've had it in Atlanta before. I think that happens, and not just because I can drive there, because believe me, that's definitely a benefit for me. But Florida is a cheaper state. You can get rooms and deals because you're in Disney. It's off season a little bit, so that no one's going to be there. It's not like you're doing it over Christmas or over when everyone's off from school. It's very logical. And you know what? The venue that they had it at, that Orange County Convention Center there, they had hotels that buttressed it, and you can actually walk inside from the hotels in the air conditioning to the venue. I thought it was fantastic, and I thought that there was a lot of seats available in the venue. So they actually had more seats than they have in Vegas, even though the Vegas venue is nicer looking. It still accomplished the same thing. And so I don't know where they're going to move it to, but obviously the fact that they're looking to move it out of Vegas means that it's too expensive there, and I don't blame them. There's no reason to lose money just to say it's in Vegas. That's one thing. If you had a Nike sponsoring the event and they were giving you a couple $1 million, then you can justify doing that. But it's silly to lose the money. And if we want to get the prize money up to $1 million, for first place, the only way to do that is to do it in a cheaper venue so that money can then be earmarked for the prize money rather than being spent on paying the union workers in Vegas and, for moving a crate from, the curb to the inside of the venue. There's a lot of little stuff that you have to pay off there, and it's very expensive over there. So I'm happy that we're going to Vegas to see it, but I would love to see it move to Florida. I think it makes a lot of sense. Where would and unless the other option would be move it like to the Middle East, like to Dubai or something like that. That's the option of like, hey, Do we want to blow this thing through the roof and get maybe the Dubai government to put up the prize money? In which case we can now bolster the prize money and make everything super high end. But then you have to worry, obviously you're going to get a lot of European people going there and you're going to get a lot of Middle Eastern people going there, but are you going to get the same amount of American people going there? Maybe you don't care. Maybe it doesn't matter. You might make, because look, you and I have gone to European shows in Germany. We've gone to Middle Eastern shows. Those shows sell out. I mean, they could sell 5,000 tickets like that. So I don't think that the audience is going to be an issue if we went to another country and did it. And the Middle East is to me is a no-brainer. If they wanted to move it, across the pond, so to speak. But it's Jake's show. Jake makes those decisions. We just throw ideas out there. But I've been saying that, I've been saying for a couple of years now it should either go back to Florida or it should go across the sea. Please don't do it in China or Japan, though. Too far. And I don't think you're going to have I don't think it's. I look at what happened with the Masters Olympia. It cost a crazy fortune to go there.
You could have the Masters Olympia would have been the double dud if you had it in Vegas.
Speaking, I don't even want to bring him up. But have you seen the Muscle Discord guy?
Dave, I don't look on Instagram.
I don't watch either, but it popped up. He's now putting the pictures.
Huh?
He's putting the pictures from these contests into ChatGPT.
I just told you that I can't even comment on video anymore because I've been to shows this year that I actually went and sat in row 5. And then I looked on pictures and videos thinking, gosh, I sat in the 5th row. This looks nothing like what I saw. So that's why I try.
No, this guy though, Chris.
Unless I was actually at the show.
This guy is putting the pictures into ChatGPT and is saying that ChatGPT is judging the show better than the judges.
Well, ask ChatGPT today on the stock market, which is up higher the next 7 days.
No, I mean, I don't even know what to even say in response to it, but he's still talking about the Masters Olympia, by the way. He's like, I put the Phil Klahar and the Dorian Hayward pictures into Chat, and ChatGPT agreed with me.
Which of the 12 restaurants in Vegas do I have the best chance of convincing this girl that I'm the best?
Long Beach Convention Center would cost a fortune. You can't hold it.
Dude,
California's the rip-off.
My brain and my eyeballs,
yeah.
If I can sit in the 5th row at judging a bodybuilding competition ahead of Elon Musk's chat box or any day of the week, they can algorithm it out all they want.
The fact that this guy is even putting it out there as a viable option, and he's using that as evidence to prove that Phil Klahar should have won the Masters Olympia is so ludicrous that if anyone is in my mind, it has destroyed any credibility that this guy has at all as a analyst of bodybuilding.
Give me a peeking process for Ramon, Derek Lunsford, and Andrew Jack this week, please. They want to be super peeled and crazy full.
But by the way, on another note, I was talking to Tarek El Gunzi, and he said that he was in Tampa, and he said he saw Derek. He said Derek looks insane. He said he looks huge. Is that true?
No bias, Dave, because
he said Derek looks enormous.
Is Tamer Ogunde biased or not? Says he's an idiot and biased.
Tarek has got a pretty good eye. He said that you guys are keeping things a secret, but he said Derek looks huge.
Gotta be careful. Nick Walker's so impressive.
He said that Derek looked like he put size on from,
Nick Walker's a monster.
Chris, you're being too hush-hush, which means that he's 100% right, probably.
He's I think he's close to right. ChatGPT said he's spot on. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. Because you know what? It's funny how like everyone is like not really talking about Derek because like they're trying to figure out who's going to win the show. And I said this is one of the hardest shows to predict because you have so many good guys. You have reigning Mr. Olympia, going into the show, Samson Dowda. You got Hottie, who we haven't seen since last year's Olympia. He's going to be off the charts. Derek, who's coming off 2 wins, where everyone's thinking, wow, maybe he's over dieted. Maybe, he competed too many times. So no one's like kind of given like the chance of him being at his best, even though I'm hearing otherwise.
ChatGPT just texted me.
ChatGPT.
Coach.
Muscle Discord said ChatGPT. Oh my God. And then obviously Nick Walker's putting up these pictures of him looking like a mutant from another planet. You could say whatever he put, whatever filters, whatever. He's huge. I mean, there's no doubt about that, and he's in shape. So he's going to look super impressive on that stage. We haven't seen anything from Andrew Jack, and you've been pretty hush hush on that, which I'm sure that means he's looking really good. And we got, and no one has even mentioned Martin, because Martin is off the charts. So there's a lot of guys that we're not bringing out. And then what about Brandon Curry? And then there's the lineup is really, really stacked. And Beirut, if he ever makes it here, I don't know what his status is. What do you think? Most competitive lineup ever?
I think it's just a fantastic lineup. I'm excited for the show. I can't wait. I cannot wait to get there on Friday. Yeah. I have a giant list of people in the show.
I know you do. You got organized.
And
we got Urs making his debut. How many guys you got? You got Sass. Who else? Derek.
11 people.
Wow.
You want the list? I got to grab it off my desk.
Yeah, let me hear the list. You might have the biggest list of guys in that show. I only got one. I only have one dog in the fight. I got Kareth Badger, who's looking. I saw him this past weekend in New York.
Team Good Vito, Andrew, Sam.
Oh, I forgot about Good Vito. You know what? No one's talking about Good Vito either. We forgot about him. He's unbelievable too.
Derek.
Pull up pictures of him, Sid.
Matt Grego, Ramon, kid from Indonesia, Foodie. I don't even know his last name. I've helped him 2 years. Brand in the 212. I don't know his name either because in the class. Ali Bilal in Dallas.
I got to get out. You got to call. I got to get Ali on the show. I don't even want to interview anyone, but I want to interview Ali Bilal because Good Vito looks insane. Holy mackerel. He looks like Jay Cutler, really. Yeah. I've told you this a million times.
Yeah, he does a lot of Jay Cutler-esque.
To his physique. He's big, too. Wow.
I told him, don't send me those pictures. Send them to today. Yesterday, I told him, send me pictures from your hotel room. And he said, you don't like these pictures? I said, I love those pictures. That's why I want the pictures from the hotel room.
You want the real pictures, yeah.
Pictures. I want the bad pictures so that
I tell guys the same thing. I said, don't send me your best pictures. Send me the pictures that look the worst in your mind. I said I want to see those because that tells me if you're in shape or not.
I want the bad lighting because I have the Google glasses that are integrated with ChatGPT. What happens is when the image comes out and the lighting's terrible, I use Elon Musk's brain chip to be able to change what I see in the photo.
I just realized I wasn't using my microphone the whole time. Has anyone even been able to hear me?
Let's have Elon Musk judge a show. He knows it all.
You know that I was not using my microphone. It was like over there on the other side. Were you able to hear? It's good thing I got a big mouth.
You're loud as can be no matter what.
Wow. Yeah.
When I go into a restaurant in Las Vegas, out of 200 people, people say, look for Dave. I said, no, just listen.
Yeah, people come up to me in the gym. They're like, I don't know who you are, but I've heard your voice before in my house, playing in my house. My husband's been playing it. I don't know who you are, but I just recognize the voice. I said, well, thank you. I think that was a thank you. Anyway, What does Lee say? No one's going to take your voice, Dave. You can't. You're right. You're right. I can't even use a microphone. But Lee, what it tells you is that I'm such a fucking big mouth that you heard me even without the microphone. So that's what it means. Anyway, I still want. I don't know. Is Hani Rambat still coaching Hadi, or is he just his like handler?
If he wins, he is. If he doesn't win, probably no.
Yeah. I know that Hani Rambat has facilitated Hadi getting over here to this country for the last couple of years. So that alone is worth its weight in gold. And now, what country is Ali Bilal in? Because didn't you tell me he's like hiding out someplace?
Ali Bilal is in Vegas.
But now he is. But where was he training this year?
He was in Bali. He was in Indonesia.
Bali. That's right.
Yeah.
Ali. Blackman headline. Ali from Bali.
Yeah. He had he was there for quite a while actually.
Yeah. We got to get Ali to train with Lee Priest. Two freaks. We'll do a photo shoot with them. The next generation, we'll say. You know, Ali Bilal, the next generation. Lee Priest freak.
Yeah, it's he put him on in a centerfold. Asked the sponsorship for $50,000. And then he'd underneath that picture right there, David, it'd say AI, right, Blackman?
Yeah.
AI abs, Dave. Put it a poster in the middle.
Abzilla. Remember they used to call Ahmad Haider Abzilla? Abzilla 2.
Yeah.
The new generation, you know. Yeah, Ali's got the best abs for sure. He's going to be hard to beat. I think that, I was saying it earlier. I think we talked about it maybe last week. I said the men's physique Olympia might be the most competitive ever. I mean, you got a lot of good guys going into that show between Aaron Banks and you got Ali, you got Ryan Terry, who's the reigning champ. You got the return of Jeremy Buendia.
Yeah.
You have Brandon Hendrickson, who's won a couple of Olympias. It's going to be a great lineup in men's physique. I'm actually, for the first time,
I know.
Ali got me reinvigorated in watching men's physique because he's so entertaining.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoyed last year's and the Arnold Classic. And this year, because we have the return of Jeremy, plus Ryan, is the reigning champ, and Ali is talking all kinds of smack about him, beating him and everything like that. I can't wait to watch the men's physique lineup. I'm actually excited for the first time.
Yeah, it's going to be.
They needed this. They needed these little rivalries and comebacks and all this stuff. I think it makes it more interesting with this like storylines there. Before it was just like a bunch of boring guys. Now it's like you get all these ex-champs in the lineup and storylines and
there are storylines. There's rivalries and angry people. But
you said it best. The funniest thing about the whole thing is that everyone's wearing Ali Bilal's trunks that he makes.
Well, not everyone, but he does sell a gazillion of those. It's called Elite Wear.
I like it.
Not to be confused with Elite, ELITE. It's AL.
Show his Sid. Show his suits with that page where he sells the suits. I gotta say, he's a good businessman. I don't know where he learned it. He must have learned it back when he was in Afghanistan, when they were like living in in tents, in the middle of the desert, Or maybe while he was walking from Afghanistan to Greece that time, he came up with the idea. I should sell trunks. They're nice. I actually like the colors and the way they're put together. Very nice. The good thing is whichever set of trunks that Ali wears, those will be the ones that will be the best sellers for the next.
No, he changes he changes.
Oh, he doesn't wear the same ones?
Different colors. I told you how I did that, right? Because he tore me. Okay, stop right there. Let's see. Anyways, he put all these on the bed and said, which ones should I wear? And I didn't want to choose because I said, it's not my expertise, but it colors are expertise because of apartment. Yeah. That's so I said, so I picked the color.
Yeah.
Arguing for 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I'm watching the prejudging, and he, saw him come out, and then they went backstage, and he came out in a whole different
Oh, he did like a change, like he's like the
like,
Kardashians. So he changes in between like rounds.
Yeah, no, like Michael Jackson doing the changing outfits in between 3 songs.
But I know it. Ollie will show you like 5 pairs. You'll say, I can't choose. I'm like, just choose one. You'll pick one. He'll tell you, nah, I don't like that one. I like the other one. Right?
16 colors I had to choose from.
You get brain freeze when you have too many. You can't give people that many options, Ollie. Can't do it. So, who do I have winning the Olympia? I don't know. It's a good question. I did one show. I said I thought that Hottie would be the dark horse and very dangerous because we haven't seen him. My feel good choice is Derek. I would like to see Derek win, not just because I'm kind of friendly with him, but because he's won the Arnold, he won the Pittsburgh. I'd like to see that Triple Crown get done because I don't know if anyone will ever do it again. And I like to see records like broken or at least records set. And it would be kind of cool if he did it. I think he's got the talent. I like his physique. I think he's got, he's probably the widest guy on stage. He's got a tiny waist, good personality. I think he's good for bodybuilding. But you know what? If Samson ever put it all together, I think that no one would touch him. We haven't seen the best Samson yet. Will we see it this Olympia? We might. We might. Andrew Jack, another real wild card. We just don't know what we're going to get from him. He could come in and beat everyone. I mean, and then you got Hottie, who is just like, if he comes in like he did when he won the Arnold 2 years ago. I mean, I'd be very scared if I were the other competitors if he brought that look to the stage. I don't know if he's capable of doing it anymore. Maybe that was a one-time thing because I've never seen him do it before that. I've never seen him do it after that. So it's a very, very hard show to pick a winner because there's so many guys that if they nail that look that we know that they're capable on that particular day, they can win the show. The problem is that everyone's never their best. Have you ever seen a show where everyone was their best on stage? Top 5 Olympia guys? Never.
Oh, the problem
doesn't happen.
It sounds like a broken record, but it's 2 shows in one. It's the prejudging and then the entire finals. So much can happen between prejudging and finals if it's tight. So much can happen. Full stop and period. So
I think we lost you, Chris.
You can't hear me?
Now we can. You're back.
So much can happen in one day. So much can happen.
No, we lost. Oh, there he is. You back? I think you're back.
Ask ChatGPT what I said.
Yeah. Yeah. Say it again, Chris. What are you saying?
So much can happen between one individual's physique in a 24-hour period, let alone 5. So the difficulty, to some degree, in a 2-day show is all 5 physiques can change. That's the answer to your question. Have we ever seen people at their best? I will guarantee what we will never, ever see, ever, is top 5 at their all-time best on a Friday and a Saturday night.
True.
By definition, you have to get better or worse. And there's 5 people, 6 people, 4 people, 3 people. So it's a hard show. Doesn't mean they can't get it 100% perfectly right first through 5th. Just the fact that it's a tough show to judge or predict. Someone's phone's going off.
Yeah, the president's calling me. Actually, ChatGPT was calling me, Chris.
Yeah. They want Elon Musk's brain back.
All right, so I got to give a little shout out. I saw my guy, Kareth Bajo, who's I got him super depleted here, but this is at Pro Body Gym. I love this. I really didn't bring up the fact that I saw Kareth because I love Kareth, and Kareth is going to do great in the 212 Olympia. Can't wait to see him on that stage. But Pro Body Gym, Chris, is this gym in Mamaroneck. and
Where
it's
is
like
it?
it's in Mamaroneck, like White Plains area, in Westchester, and it's like 5 floors. They must have spent, I don't even know how much money they spent on this gym, but it is unbelievable. It is clean. The machines are amazing. Everything works like it's brand new there. They have a bathroom on every floor. They have elevators for the lazy guys that don't want to walk up and down the stairs. And every floor is a different, like they got leg room. They got like the back and shoulder room. They got arms. They got cardio. The gym is so great. I want to thank them for allowing me to come there and train anytime I want. And if you're ever in that Westchester, New York area, I really highly recommend you check it out. It's a sleeper. The parking situation is not the easiest, but it's worth it because the gym is that good. There aren't many gyms I go into and say, I had such a great workout. I really wish I can go back tomorrow and train there again. That's how much.
So you're coaching Kareth.
Yes.
What happened? I thought he was being coached by Neil Hill for a couple of years last year.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, I'm back. He's back. Like I started with him. I helped him turn pro.
I know that. That's why I asked the GTP questions, Dave. I already know.
You know what? I think sometimes people have to experience other coaches to know who they mesh with well, and I think he realized that him and I really did have a good relationship, and I take his feedback, and it works. So hopefully, the trick is we're going after Keon. We got to take down Keon. Keon is the guy to beat. Sean Claret is another guy to beat in that class, and Kareth is going after these guys, and so he skipped. He could have done Masters Olympia in 212. Probably would have won that, but he decided he's going to focus on the Olympia. He threw his hat into that Texas Pro Open, men's Open. And I thought he should have been way higher than what he was, as well as the other coaches. The other judges felt that as well. But, to put it out there, I mean, the guy is, probably, 210 pounds, 205 pounds on stage. And he's enormous. I mean, it's incredible. He's another Rodin. He's in his 40s. He looks great. He started later than everyone else. And he's 100% dedicated. And, I love that dedication he's got. And I think people going to see someone very dangerous on that Olympia stage. So, looking forward to it. But I want to thank Wendy and the owner of Pro Body because phenomenal gym. I don't say that. I mean, I've said that about maybe 10 gyms in my life. Bev Francis, obviously, the old Venice Golds. Obviously, I haven't been to some of those gyms in Dubai and Kuwait, but they look like they're pretty awesome gyms as well. But this gym is super equipped if you're in the New York area, in the Westchester area, I should say. All right. What else did I want to talk about? My list here. Oh, we had I can't believe it. It almost seems unfathomable. Sid, could you pull up that Yefer Esprilla? There was another death in the industry. Did you see this? It's unbelievable. I feel like every week we're reporting another death. I don't know if Chris has heard this. I'll pull it up if I can pull it up. Here it is. I don't even know what the cause of death was, to be honest with you. Someone sent it to me. So
I'm not familiar with them.
No, I didn't know who he is either. But supposedly he passed. I'm trying to think who sent it to me. Oh, you got it, Sid? Okay, there it is. Yeah, very sad. Very sad. And like I said, I hate to see these things because it's like another one. Dave Lieberman and I, you guys know, Dave Lieberman. Dave Lieberman's a great guy. Promotes shows in Ohio. Dave Lieberman and I send each other stuff, and it's like I every time I see a text message of his pop up on my phone, I'm like, I don't want to read it. I'm like, who's died now?
Yeah,
I said because that's what it is. It's become like this like crazy thing. Now, granted, he also sends me, when celebrities die too. So thank God it's not always a bodybuilder that's dying every time he sends it to me. But it is getting a little ridiculous how many people have passed, recently. And these are not older people. These are young people that we're losing. So prayers go out to this family and fans and friends and stuff.
Romano's most celebrated text, celebrated quote, self-celebrated quote.
Oh, show me the bodies now.
Ironically, and I'm not making fun of people, the most disturbing quote.
Show me the bodies.
Sometimes, you got to check your stuff before you speak.
Well, when he said that, though, there weren't people dropping it left and right. That was a long time ago he said that. It seems like recently we see more and more of it. I don't know what the cause of it is. Maybe we should have RFK do a retroactive study on, they're trying to figure out what causes autism now, and they're finding all these things.
Tylenol connected to.
Well, Tylenol, that cause vaccine stuff. I saw a video he did today, RFK, and he was saying that
wacky. Kind of ended up a little bit psychotic.
The reason why we have allergies, Chris, is that they've shown that especially the peanut allergies. No one had peanut allergies back 30 years ago.
Notice that he's a little crazy, but go ahead.
No, I don't think he's crazy at all. I think he's exposing stuff that needed to be exposed. He showed that when they make these vaccines, they put certain aluminum in there, or they used to use mercury. They don't use mercury; they use aluminum. It's an adjuvant, which means that it causes the immune system to have a hyper response. So you get a better immunity from the vaccine. So they put the dead-end virus in there, and then they put the aluminum, something that's going to irritate the body, and something that's toxic to the body in small amounts, and then the body will respond and have a strong immune response to it. Now, in most people, that's fine, but in a certain percentage of people, obviously, it's not good. But they found now that the excipient that they use in the vaccine, like they used to use peanut oil with the aluminum. And the peanut, and what was happening is people are getting peanut allergies because the immune system is getting hyped in response to the aluminum in there, and then the peanut oil that's in there is sensitizing the immune system to the peanuts, and then all of a sudden people get, not only do they they get a peanut allergy too.
I can't even buy into the fuck.
Oh yes, it's 100%, Chris. I'm telling you,
100%. Peanut.
Listen, why? Think about this. Why would there be an increase, in autism from 1 in 20,000 to 1 in 11? Why is there an increase in peanut allergies from none to every 10 kids?
So I'm ignorant enough to say I just think he's too kooky.
No,
because he makes direct, immediate, profound.
No, he's not. They're doing studies, and they're studying this. He's not just throwing this out there. There's studies to show this, and what they were doing is, what he's explaining is, they were suppressing these studies because the vaccine companies that make the stuff don't want people to know about this.
That's true. I mean, you're not gonna have the exclusive idea that drug companies don't buy everything. All you have to do is look at whoever's running for your Senate from Florida. 1,000% guaranteed the number one donor is drug.
Right, but there's got to be.
It's not in the health business. People with a ChatGPT brain can figure that out.
Look, I'm old. I love that. I think vaccines are great, but they got to make them safe.
So leapy.
They got to make them safe. That's all. And he's looking into how to make these things safe. There's, no one wanted to redo these vaccines because it was too much money. These companies don't want to do it. He's going to force them to. He's going to say, look, if you want to make a measles vaccine, make it a safe measles vaccine.
They don't want to do it as a profit. Vaccines is a business. I understand that. The whole idea for vaccines is probably health 35%, profit 65%. Nothing wrong with making a profit.
But it's probably profit 85%, health 15%.
Maybe it's 99%.
There's a lot of vaccines that we don't even need to take, believe me.
I understand the excitement of fighting drug companies. What my 50% ChatGPT brain stalls at is that Tylenol causes autism. I don't know what causes autism. It's crazy that there is autism. It's everywhere. I don't know if it's Tylenol.
Well, what they're doing now is they're doing retroactive studies, and they're looking back at what changed in the 1980s, when all of a sudden the statistics of all these allergies and chronic diseases and autism and all these weird things that started happening, they could track when it started. In other words, why did it start in 1980? What happened in the 80s and no one wanted to look at this, and that's what they're looking at. They're looking at all the causative effects, and it's probably not one thing. It's probably a combination of things to see what could do it. And one of the things they came up with recently is that the Tylenol during pregnancy can cause some developmental issues. That's not the only cause of it, obviously. And so they're finding out that some of the adjuvants that they put into these vaccines can cause allergies.
Maybe it's the plastics that we use, the estrogen.
That's what they're looking at, every variable. But I like the fact that they're finally looking at this stuff. They were just telling us to blindly accept it before this.
Yeah.
And now we're looking into what variables cause it.
I don't trust them on Zippo and Zippo. I doubt that, if they knew what it was, they would never tell us. If they knew, had a 1,000% direct, we know what autism is.
Well, they're hiding these studies. They have studies out there that they hid. So they did know. They did know what caused some of the stuff.
Tylenol becomes the fall guy. So now the next thing I go to the CVS pharmacy, I'll never be able to get Tylenol anymore.
No, I don't think.
You know what I mean.
Tylenol. Look, you don't want to be taking Tylenol every day. I'm sure a random use of Tylenol here and there to lower a fever is not going to cause birth defects. The point I'm making is that we're finding out things that were hidden before that because Big Pharma was paying off people to keep them hidden. I think this is necessary. Whether you agree with what he's doing or not, he's exposing things that have been hush-hush and weren't talked about. So I think what's going to happen is a lot of the stuff that people dismissed about him being a cuckoo bird, he's going to be proven right about, is what I'm saying. And it's going to help our kids. You should be happy about it. It's going to save your children and your children's children.
I don't even believe, I don't believe much out of RFK's mouth either. So,
well, something happened in the 1980s that caused all these autism cases and all these allergies. And you know what? And why does 1 in 10 kids have diabetes now? Not because they're overweight. They're getting diabetes.
Because of they're not overweight.
I'm telling you, there's stuff that no one's telling you.
If you take a picture from your elementary school in 1980, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and now Cape Canaveral Elementary School, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, I bet you the average height is the same and the weight is 12 pounds difference.
I don't think kids are that much fatter these days, and I think that I think that the reason why kids are getting is high fructose corn syrup ruined everything. I'm telling you, that was poor. Connolly called it out 15, 20 years ago. He said it's poison in the well. We were being poisoned by high fructose corn syrup. We didn't know it. It took 20 years to realize it. And now everyone has got all these ailments that are linked to it, from chronic inflammatory diseases to food sensitivities to overweight to type 2 diabetes, all linked to ingestion of high fructose corn syrup. They should absolutely ban it from the food supply. I know they've talked about banning it from sodas. It should not be allowed in our food supply. It's poison.
Well, that and just the amount of refined food that people eat from kindergarten and to, just look at what your typical kindergarten class eats today and what your mother and father gave you at home before you went to school in kindergarten. Whereas there's probably not a direct one-to-one correlation between Tylenol and autism. There's probably a pretty stronger connection between what kids eat from kindergarten on and diabetes. Yeah.
Your mother made you scrambled eggs in butter when you were a kid. Now they do it in corn oils and cooking oils. And you know what? That's terrible for you.
No, they don't. You don't get protein for breakfast in kindergarten.
No, yeah, you're right. You probably don't even you probably get a piece of
a muffin and juice.
You probably get a donut. Yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying they're cooking in all the wrong oils. But you're right; they're feeding them
The,
donuts.
the muffin your mother made. My mother made muffins with butter.
Right.
Oh, it's made with like triple hydrogenated, corn oil extract.
Trans fats.
Trans fat, which is probably creating trans people.
Yep.
A very, very marker for it.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that we are being poisoned, and I am glad that you want to call the guy a kook. I don't think he's a kook. I'm glad that he's being allowed to expose. I'm glad that whether he's a kook or not. I like that he's exposing all the stuff that no one would talk about, and I'm glad that Trump's allowing him to do that, because you know what? I don't care about politics, but I care about the health of my kids and my grandkids at some point in the future.
You
the next generation of kids, because you know what?
We're not going to get off the air. You might be next, but go ahead.
Our lifespan is going to go. Our lifespans are going to start decreasing rather than increasing. If we keep eating the crap that we're eating, and that's very important to me, and it should be important to everyone watching this. We're all into health. We all want to look good. But you know what? We want to be healthy too. And I don't want to be poisoned. I don't even know some of the foods I eat. I think I'm pretty smart. I'm sure I eat stuff that has the worst ingredients in it that I don't even know are dangerous because no one's told me.
I'll get it for you. There's an app that you can purchase, and you can scan every food you buy at the grocery store.
Right.
And it tells you the negatives in it. When I send you this app, I'll send it to you today.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your mind because you're going to go.
You won't eat anything. Yeah, you probably won't eat anything after that.
You'll just stay in your lane, the fruit and vegetable aisle.
You won't eat a fruit and vegetable. The fruit and vegetables are more toxic than everything else.
Well, they get, you know what? They
pesticides.
Yeah. The pesticides, it sounds so like benign. They have estrogen enhancers all over them.
Yeah. Well,
right?
All the sprays, all the pesticides they spray, on all these crops, the crop, what they do. I've said this before. I didn't know what GMO crops, what the negative was about it. Cause I said, well, what's the big deal? You have a crop, you put a gene in it. So it doesn't get, the insects don't eat it. Right.
Fruit, like Frankenfruit.
Well, you know what they do? It's not affecting the fruit. What it's doing is it resists pesticides, the fruit. So they can spray more pesticide on these crops. And it kills the weeds, it kills the insects, but it doesn't kill the crop. But the crop actually has the pesticide in it. So then we eat these wonderful looking fruits and vegetables and beautiful peppers and everything like that are pristine, but they're loaded with pesticides. That's because they're GMO resistant to the pesticide, so they still grow. They don't die from it, but everything else around it dies. That's what's wrong. I didn't know this. That's what's wrong with it. It's not the fact that they're altering the DNA structure of the crop. It's that they're subjecting and saturating the crop with pesticide is what they're doing.
You're eating pesticides.
Jason High and I had this conversation. Jason.
Yeah.
Jason was eating striped bass every single night for dinner, and he's like, I finally had enough money. I can eat fish every day. I thought I was healthy and everything like that. And he got severe mercury poisoning. What's his name? Cardone also had the same problem. Severe mercury poisoning. When he started doing like a deep dive study on what has mercury and heavy metals in it, he realized that the safest thing to eat is like a hamburger and French fries that he makes in his house. That's how bad the foods that we have are. The things that we think are healthy are not even healthy for us anymore. And it gets to the point where I started getting nuts with it too. I'm like, you know what? I like sushi. I like fish. I'm going to eat fish. I don't care. If I have heavy metal poisoning, so be it. Because there's nothing left for me to eat anymore. I don't even know what to eat anymore. Everything is got. That's why I want someone to come in like RFK and clean up the food supply and tell people, look, you can't put this on here. You can't put these pesticides in here. I'm banning high fructose corn syrup. We need it because we don't even know what to eat anymore. Even the smartest guys out there who know everything about everything, it like paralyzes you. Everything is not healthy anymore. I'm sorry I'm ranting, but it's that important that we understand this, and that you might not like RFK or you might not like his politics, but the bottom line is he's at least trying to clean up the food supply.
Dave, don't marginalize the comment. You said you don't pay attention to politics. I said pay attention to politics. Very important because people like you might go right off the air if someone doesn't like you. So politics are important. And
Look,
I'm not a Taliban politician.
yeah,
I didn't go to catechism when it comes to politics.
yeah,
Just said he's kind of kooky. That doesn't mean I don't agree with him on things. I think
right.
Trump's an idiot on things. I think a lot of things I totally agree with him on.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a diehard, oh, I think Trump is the greatest, and just say like other policies are idiotic.
Yeah.
So I can criticize RFK as being kind of kooky.
Yeah.
And having some good points.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I would rather still have him be kooky and fighting for people rather than just your senator and your congressman, which they are, and my senator and my congressman, which they are, 100%, they're not 100%, but they're largely funded by drug companies.
Yeah.
Period. And they do what drug companies want them to do. So the fact is, actually, if they did find an incredible correlation between Tylenol, which I don't believe, just my belief, and autism, and they brought it to the congressman and said, we got to pull Tylenol, I will guarantee you that they would put so much pressure on them to pull it because that's where they're getting their funding from.
Yeah.
Just say it's been around forever. It has to be safe. I've been using Tylenol since I was 12 years old. We give it to our kids. It's the best thing going. What else are we going to use? Yeah. It's a bought and paid for political system. That's why it's important to pay attention to politics, because if you don't, politicians have a huge impact on species. If for some reason they woke up tomorrow and said, you know what, we don't think that, XYZ supplements with this in it should be allowed, and they're pressured hard enough by some drug company who doesn't want Dave to have something as simple as fiber in large enough quantities in a single serving dose, who knows? Be out of business.
They could ban all supplements and make them be required to be FDA approved. I mean, if they really wanted to. I mean, right? I mean, anything could be done. The point I'm making is that they need to clean up the food supply and everything like that. We're being poisoned, and that's why the health of America, and it goes back to all the people dying. There is a connection to all this. Why are we talking about this? Because number one, we're in a bodybuilding industry where we do care about what we eat and what we put into our body, and we want to try to do the healthiest things. Yet we're operating in an arena where we think we have the best food in the world. Meanwhile, we're being poisoned by everything because we don't even know there's poison in the foods. At least listen, if they're not going to change the food supply, I at least want to know what the issues are with it, that's causing people to have these chronic diseases. Then I can choose to eliminate it from my diet if I so choose, or I can choose to eliminate, if a vaccine causes a problem, I can choose not to have my children take it, or at least have an alternative version of it that is a safer version. And so I think what they're doing right now is good because they're exposing these things for the first time in 20 years, in an open, debatable scenario. And then moving forward, hopefully we can fix it. Because to ban everything is not the answer. It's to clean up what's being done, keep the good aspects of it, get rid of the stuff that's dangerous. And then this way in the future, we can eliminate all these chronic, diseases that are out there that shouldn't be there.
I was a partner of Dave Palumbo in Species Nutrition. I would hope that bodybuilding and weight training explodes so that we can sell them more protein powder.
That's right.
And if I was a partner with the drug companies, hope and pray that we have a lot of chronically ill people.
Well, you're right. That's exactly what they're hoping for.
You make money with customers, and there's this idea that the drug companies are like there to enhance your health is like insane.
Of course. And that's why you can't have these guys, you can't allow the drug companies to pay off the politicians.
To the credit of the politician, the orange orangutan, Orange Jesus, Trump, who I said does a lot of good things. One of them does a lot of stupid things. He's wanting to bring back drug manufacturing into the United States, which sounds so simple, and it's insane that we don't make any drugs here compared to where we get most of our drugs. So actually, if you do need drugs, right, and something bad happens in the world, whatever that means, we don't even have access to drugs. It's insane. We can't make them.
Look, I think it's brilliant to start making iPhones here. I don't care. I'll pay double for my iPhone if it's made in the United States.
No, but you're sick.
Start bring the drug.
Drug companies aren't all bad.
Let the drug companies make them here. I don't care. I'll pay a little more.
They aren't all bad, Dave. But
we're already getting gouged anyway.
No medication that you need, and they say, "Sorry, we can't get it. We can't get it in because it's needed all over the world, and we don't make it here."
Right.
So some drugs are very good, right?
Yeah.
We
need our blood pressure medications. There are drugs to keep people alive, antibiotics and stuff like that.
We don't even have those manufactured here.
I know. I'm saying we should make them here because you know what? It's not like it's going to cost us more to buy the drugs because we're already being gouged on the prices. We know that.
Yeah.
A bottle of long-acting insulin, Tresiba, in the United States is $300. If you go to Mexico, it's the same bottle is $30, if that much. It might be $12 from what I understand. So it's, Trump said it best. He said his friend, went and bought like Ozempic in France. It was like $25 for a bottle. And then here it's like $1,500. He calls it the fat drug.
No,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
He's dead on the money when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, that's our diatribe for today. Next week will be the Olympia preview show, and Chris will be in Vegas when we do that one, so that'll be fun. And we're going to see. I don't know who's going out there in Vegas. If any of you guys are going to be out there and you want to meet up, we'll be there Chris will be there for a whole week. I'll be there starting Wednesday through Sunday. I'm super excited. Like I said, this is going to be one of the best Olympias probably of all time.
Yeah.
But for now, we are out of time. And as we say, Chris, every week here at Heavy Muscle Radio,
the truth hurts.
See you next time.